We are a large company with many employees, 9,300 in 88 locations in 43 countries. We are 24/7 available to all of our customers. And the row of circles you see, who trusts us, that's basically the majority of large networks in the universe have Juniper in them. Certainly every single service provider, every single cloud provider, most large companies have Juniper somewhere in their network, either in the core or at the edge for security purposes. And now, many companies are using us to connect to the cloud. In fact, that's in our our mission statement now. We want to help companies build clouds. We want to connect people to the clouds, and we want to distribute clouds to enable 5G and IoT. I didn't write that, but it's true. That's what we want to do. We want the cloud to be everywhere and accessible, because everything is going to the cloud, right? Well, not everything, but most things are going to the cloud. It's certainly growing every single year, and it's our customers have challenges, right? A lot of them still have their own infrastructure. How many people here might manage their own infrastructure somewhere, as well as cloud, right? I know you do. You work here. Wow, only a few of you raised your hands? How many of you are entirely in the cloud? You have no infrastructure. Your arms are broken, aren't they? Right. Yeah, our customers, they want policy and security and control, and they want some kind of uniformity, right? Inherently, we say multi-cloud a lot inside of our messaging, and that can mean a lot of things, right? It could mean multiple availability zones, multiple regions, multiple cloud providers. It means all of your SaaS stuff, right? Everyone familiar with Zscaler is, right? So now there's networking options for connecting to software as a service offerings that allow people to sort of have security policies they can enforce for their employees that are consuming those services. So when you take like this whole gamut of things that cloud sort of introduces to organizations that want to manage how their users consume services and connect to services, we got to help them, right? That's what we do. And we do it through simplicity, right? Engineering simplicity. Complexity is, SDN, software-defined networking, I'm going to talk a little bit about networking, kind of came out in 2012 and 11 timeframe. And when it came out, people were like, this is going to simplify things. You can get more done with fewer people. You can get rid of like all these other tools that you're using, because there'll be magical SDN solution that makes it easy to do everything, right? And the truth is, since that time frame, all of the stuff we used to do, we're still doing, and now we have more stuff to do. Things get more complicated over time in tech. They almost never get simpler. So we want to tackle this as a company, right? This is something we really want to address. If we can help people manage the complexity that they encounter when they're trying to get stuff done, supporting their business, engineers, system administrators, et cetera, then we're winning, right? We're solving problems for them. That's what tech companies are supposed to do. They're supposed to make things easier. And we sort of do this in a couple, there's a lot of ways to talk about this slide, but really the big thing is, we have all the networking options that we have to get people up and running and connected to all places, including the public cloud, and then we have security options for policy and control. And there's really two broad sort of focuses for us. But you're going to hear a lot about the AI-driven aspect in a minute for your next speaker. But the other thing is again, multi-cloud, everything I just said, right? People have to connect everywhere, and they want to have a unified policy that can be enforced without having to know the semantics of 10,000 different vendors and tools and everything else. I'm actually going to skip that slide. This is my favorite slide because it's a feel-good, say-nothing slide. So we want to go from building better networks. I love being honest when I present. to making networking better. And that's true, though. You can only, if you look at the way networking has evolved in the last few years, when network companies come out with new switches, there's not too many people that care anymore if you can shave 10 nanoseconds off the forwarding time of a packet. Like, we're way past the point where those slivers of time are meaningful for the vast majority of people. So the way you have to evolve in a market like that is you have to make things easier to do. And when we say make networking better, we mean like help the people who are building networks do that job more effectively versus giving them more knobs, right, and more things to manage and more buttons to push. So why cloud, though? Why are we at Cloud Field Day? Well, cloud is changing the way networking happens in a lot of different ways. There's like 3 groups of people in the networking industry that are impacted massively by cloud. I mean, at Juniper, we moved all of our stuff into the cloud. We closed all of our data centers, right? That's for one. The other thing is, there's people who build network systems like our company, and there's new ways we can build those systems leveraging services and things that are in the cloud. So that's one of the ways that cloud and networking are intersecting, and that's going to be one of our presentations, actually. Another way that networking and cloud intersect is how do you manage forwarding and security policy with all those different, like I said, semantics and all those different APIs and consoles. And you'll see in our second half of our meeting, we're trying to simplify that with our Contrail Enterprise Multi-Cloud Solution, CEM.